Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today we've got the last unboxing of the Dadao series. This is the 9013 from Jinhao. There we go. Let me just take this out of the bag so we can get a quick look at it. Ooh, there we go. I love these bags. They're really handy. I can use them for other things as well. So here we've got the pen. Beautiful green colour, like a, I don't know, is it a lime green maybe? So this is, as I say, the Jinhao 9013. So join me now, down on the table. We'll take a look at the pen, we'll do some size comparisons, put some ink into it, do a writing sample, then I'll give you my thoughts and my first impressions on this pen. Welcome down to the table. Here we've got it, we've got today's pen, the Jinhao 9013. Love the colour of this. This is like a transparent green colour. Really bright and vibrant. I do have a couple of other pens which have very similar colours. The one at the back, that's a Jinhao 992. The one at the front is a Pen BBS 308. Very similar shapes as well. Nice looking pen. I say it's green, it's transparent. You can see there the converter coming through it. Let's take a walk through the body. So we'll start at the top. We've got a domed end, so it's like a cigar or a torpedo shape. We come down, we've got the clip. The clip is embedded within the cap. Very stiff, struggling to move that. The clip itself, it's got the word Jinhao, then we've got a ball at the bottom. With the cap, to my eye, it's tapering all the way down to the bottom. Here we've got a ring, we've got Jinhao, we've got Dadao, and then here we've got the model details. Nice simple cap. We then have a step down to the body. You can feel the step down. The body, again to my eye, seems to be the same width until we get to about here, which is about 2/3 of the way down. Then we start to taper on. We get a slightly sharper taper when we reach here. Then we've got another domed end. Nice, simple looking. The cap, it screws off. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, about 2 3/4 turns, so quite a lot of turns there. The body comes off, that reveals the converter. So unlike the other two Dadao pens, this looks like it's got a standard Jinhao converter. There's a little bit of water in here because I've already cleaned out the pen. Let's pop the body back on. When I did clean this out, there was some blue ink in it, so it does look like the nib has been tested. The section, it's that same colour. We can see through it, so it's transparent. I like that we've got these little bits of sparkle in there as well. Just adds a little bit of visual interest. Taking a look at the nib, this is a heartbeat nib. So we've got that heartbeat shape there where we're separating the tines. I really like that. I think it looks really nice. As with my other heartbeat nib, I do wonder though, if I need to floss the tines, how practical this will be. Below the breather hole, we've got the Jinhao logo, got the word Jinhao, then we've got M. This is a medium nib. All in all, very simple, very nice looking pen. Let's swap on over and do some size comparisons. I've brought in my standard size comparisons, the Pilot Metropolitan, the Lamy Safari. The Jinhao, definitely shorter than both of these. Looks about the same width at the bottom of the body here as the Metropolitan. The Metropolitan though does taper down a lot quicker, and it does look a little bit narrower than what we see with the Safari. Let's pop the caps off. With the caps off, the 9013 still shorter. We have that number 6 size nib here on the 9013. Whereas we've got the Pilot number 5 steel nib there on the Metropolitan. Then we've got Lamy's Safari nib there on the Safari. The section does look wider. I'm hoping that means it's going to be nice and comfortable to hold. In the hand, let's take a look. Yeah, that does feel nice and comfortable. The pen does feel light, does feel a bit short. Does it post? Fortunately, it does post. I think this will be a pen that I use posted. I say unposted did feel a little bit short for me. But when it's posted, yeah, it's nice, a little bit back heavy, but not unusably so. That section though, very comfortable, very nice. We've got a teeny tiny little lip there at the bottom. I hold my pens down near the bottom, so I know where my fingers are with that lip. If you hold your pen further up, you do start to get a little bit of interference there from the threads. Let's move this out of the way and we'll fill the pen with ink. Let's fetch in my wooden ink block. Just stops my bottles, and in this case my ink miser, from being tipped over. I'm really clumsy at the best of times. The ink today is by Diamine, one of their Inkvent inks, and it's Appletini. I think this is a nice bright green ink, and I think the brightness of the body, I think, will look quite nice. It's a standard ink, so I don't need to try mixing it up. So let's pop that into the ink miser, dip in the nib, and let's fill this pen. I'm going to try and angle this slightly without spilling ink, so hopefully you can see the ink there squirting on up into that. Let me just move this down a bit. Bit difficult to see when it's out of the frame, isn't it? And let's go up again. There we go. That ink there coming in quite nicely. We've got a fairly full fill there. I'll just put the pen back together, and when I come back, we'll do our writing sample. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Here we've got the notepad of testing. This is Oxford Optic paper. It's a black and red A5 notebook. I really love this paper. You may already know that. Here's our pen, the Jinhao 9013. Let's do some writing. So we've got here a Jinhao 9013. There's a little bit of scratchiness that I'm feeling already. I like that little bit of tactileness to my pens. Say it's a medium. The price for this, it's a whopping massive 12 Aussie dollars. The ink, as we've seen, is by Diamine, and it's Appletini. I do like this ink. I think I made a good choice there. Look at that. They look really nice together. I do like it when my pen and ink match. Drying times. So we go immediate. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. Still looks quite wet, doesn't it? 1 minute. Well, we've still got quite a bit of smudge in there. Let's do a 2-minute test. Two minutes and we're still smudging a little bit. So a fairly wet combo. Let's see if there's any line variation. So here's no pressure. I'm going to add a little bit of pressure. It's not too much, just enough to see if we get a slightly wider line. Not really. I mean, you could say it is, but I think that's just because more ink's been put down. No pressure with, none with, none with. I don't see much of a difference there. Going to move the mic down to the page and write my sentence. That's really pleasant to write with. I say there's a little bit of scratchiness to the nib. I personally like it because I like that tactileness. Final test, flow test. Yeah, that keeps up both forwards and backwards. Really enjoying this. I think it's a really nice combo. So what are my thoughts on this pen? I like it. I like the colour. I think it's really nice. It's bright green. It's really vibrant. I also love the fact it's transparent. I love to be able to see the workings of a pen, even down to the section. And in the section and in the body, I can see some little sparkles. Now, I'm guessing that's in the material. I mean, it could have been the water from when I cleaned it, but I doubt it. I cleaned it a few days ago and I left it for about 3 days open, so any excess water should have dried off. So yeah, that's quite pretty. I like the Heartbeat nib. It writes quite well. As I said, one of my main concerns with the Heartbeat nib, what will it be like when I come to try to floss the nib, if I need to. The pen is a nice fit in the hand. I'm not certain, maybe too short. I wrote here without it posted, seemed to be fine. I need to see what it's like when I'm doing a longer writing session. I like the width of the section, that's nice and comfortable. The line it puts down, it's a nice standard medium nib. As we can see from the drying times, fairly wet looking. With the ink, not seeing much in the way of shading, seeing a little bit, so there on the top of the P. Here at the start of the B. That could be more down to how I've got the pen on the paper though, rather than a function of the ink. But still, it's quite nice. So all in all, I'm really pleased with this. I think 12 Aussie dollars, this is a really good priced pen, especially if the pens like the 9016 and the 9019, if they're too big for your hands, I think this is a good compromise. And I think it's well worth looking at if you can. So they're my first impressions of the Jinhao 9013 with Diamine Appletini. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. What are your thoughts on this pen? What are your thoughts on the 9013? What are your thoughts on the Dado line? I will be doing a video in the future where I'm going to compare all 3 of these Dado pens. Please drop any comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.